His Excellency Ambassador Eduouard Bizimana, we are very welcome and we are very pleased to welcome you to the Institute of Cultural Diplomacy today. And we thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And we would like to ask you a few questions to find out your views about various topical issues. Yes. Following your speech, we would first like to find out about your understanding of the term cultural diplomacy. How would you personally define it?
Well, as I said, from the background I gave, in order to well understand this concept of cultural diplomacy, I went through different aspects in order to come up with what I can call an acceptable definition, which is which may be accepted as a neutral definition. So I'm sure I won't find any particular definition of mine. I'll just build on what other people did and taking into consideration what I said. Cultural diplomacy implies a recognition, the mutual respect, the acceptance of the other, his beliefs, his values, and with the objective of promoting national interest. So everything has to be channeled in order to come up with a result which can be beneficial to the nation.
Thank you. And as you have been traveling and working worldwide in different countries and cultures, starting with Cameroon in 1998 and as well as the US and now Germany, how would you describe your own personal experience with cultural diplomacy?
Oh, well, as you mentioned, I was able to move around different countries, and every time I was impressed by the diversity of cultures and how this issue is very sensitive. You need to be careful when you are talking about someone else's culture, because it's a very sensitive issue. Very easily you can hurt him, or very easily you can be hurt. So you need to be careful because this notion is a bit tricky and encompasses a lot of, let's say, meanings and let's say can encompass a lot of how shall I put it? Well, it has in itself something that can easily be misunderstood and lead to confrontation. So you need to know that everybody has his own culture and values, that everyone has something positive to offer. Not say all what I have is right and it's good, and what you have is not good. We do have, let's say, both sides of the coin. Yeah.
You mentioned that there's a lot of culture in Africa, and there's you have to be sensitive to everyone's culture. Personally, I come from Tanzania. There's so many different languages, different cultures. So do you think that that's a major factor that prevents African countries from progressing and developing, because there's so many different languages and so many different cultures within just one country?
Well, if it is misused, it can lead to problems. But if it's well used, if it's well capitalized, it can be a source of richness, as I say. You know, I lived in countries like Cameroon, where there are a lot of languages. DRC Congo is not too far from Burundi. You have a lot of languages. And sometimes countries, what they do, they were compelled to use one of the former colonizers' language, like French or English, to be able to help the whole population to have one single language they can all understand. But in Cameroon, for example, you have so many languages, and to be able to be able to make himself understood by all the population, you have either to use English or French. So the language is not a problem. It's the way you use it. You may use it either to exclude the other or to ill-treat him. That would be the problem. If not, if you have many languages, if you have many cultures, I think it's something one can build on to its richness. It's not a problem. The problem would be the way you manage it or you use it. If you say, let's say you are an Anglophone or you speak this language, so you have no room in handling the state's affairs. If you are excluded from job opportunity because of your language, because of that would not be different from racism. If you are excluded from this opportunity because you are white or because you are black or whatever, it's not the race, it's not the color which is a problem, it's the way those things are used.
Currently, we are seeing a change in the amount of cultural interaction between Germany and Burundi, where there is now collaboration in the fields of education and culture that we haven't seen previously before. In the future, this is probably most evident in the projects such as the founding of the German-Burundian Friendship Society or the Schools Partner for the Future. How do you see this increasing international collaboration unfold for Burundi in the near future, and how will it differ from previous partnerships in the international sphere?
Well, as I said before, relationships between Burundi and Germany are historically they are of long time. They've been there since the colonization, and regardless maybe what has happened within the colonization, there has never been any problem between our two countries. But as I said before in my presentation, some historical moments or happenings we were not able to continue this relationship because of the reasons I mentioned before. But when the Burundi got its independence and started again the relationships between with Germany as independent states, many efforts has been made to increase the level of collaboration, to involve other people, other individuals, individually or in terms of communities or churches, so that the cooperation should not remain on the level of state-to-state collaboration. So nowadays what we are doing is, with my collaborators here, we do travel in different states of Germany to initiate these contacts. We have very particular relationships with Baden-Württemberg, and many people, many companies, many other entities in that particular area are really involved in Burundi. They are in close contact with the Burundi counterparts. And we see that the flux of movement of tourists or other business people who go to Burundi is increasing daily. So we think that we need the contribution of everybody. As I said, we do have a lot of Burundians in Germany, in different parts of Germany, and everybody is asked to contribute, to to shed light on what Burundi has of positive and encourage people to visit Burundi. And we see that if you look at the flux of capitals or investors who are going to Burundi, you see that there is a very positive evolution. And we want to build on this in order to keep it up. Yeah.
So how does Burundi take up the cause of nation branding to develop their economic capacity and to export their own culture for the world?
Well, nation branding is another issue we are trying to emphasize on, because we know the challenge of building a positive image, the need of promoting a positive reputation of the country. You need to involve everybody. It should not be the state's affairs only. Everybody, private sectors, civil society, everybody, especially those who visit Burundi and come back with positive ideas, we need all of them to come to help us promote Burundi. You know, we have very interesting landscape in Burundi. We do have very special products like coffee and tea in Burundi. Once you taste it, you will always want to have it. And many people tend to go further and visit Burundi to see how this product was produced, or how people in Burundi, those who produce the coffee they are drinking, they are enjoying, live. From that, they come back with other positive, because you cannot learn everything on a country from internet or from what the embassies or ambassador would say. Once you are there, you come with more and more incentives, and you are encouraged to go back. And your reports to your friends, the people you meet, are very instrumental, because they also spread the same news, and that is why sometimes you see many people going to visit because they heard somebody talking of it, or they saw a product from the country, or if they were able to watch a performance from Burundi. You know, Burundi, we have wonderful and historic drums. Everybody is excited when he sees people dancing, and those are things on which we can build in order to promote Burundi image and reputation. So I don't know if I responded to your question. Thank you.
Burundi's history has been touched and scarred by intercultural conflict. Could culture today be used as an instrument of unification around the ethnic groups rather than an object of tension between tribes?
Well, Burundi is what we call state nation, because in Burundi we all speak the same language. So culture, I wouldn't say that we ever have had an intercultural conflict in Burundi. It was said that the conflict in Burundi was rather political, with an ethnic dimension, with an economic dimension. You know, everything is the struggle to gain power, to gain it and keep it. So, in terms of culture, Burundi enjoys the same culture. It's a very homogeneous society, from west to east, from south to north. When you are there, Burundian, you can speak, you can understand what people there say. They can easily understand you. Apart from the slight differences in pronunciation, but everything is, you can easily understand what someone else says. So the problem was not on culture, but it was, especially it was political problems with dimension, with ethnic dimension, because ethnicity or religion, they are sensitive issues. People tend to rally without thinking. I may come to you and say, because you are of my group, join me, I want this and this. Whereas I have a hidden agenda I want to attend. So this is what has been happening in Burundi, where people rallied and joined people who had other objectives, hidden agendas to get power and keep it, but using the sensitive issues like ethnicity. Yes.
Well, thank you very much for today. We really appreciate you being here, and we hope to see you again at ICD.
Thank you very much.